Hey guys, this is Christian from the Terran Brothers. We're a brand new Starcraft 2 based channel that wants to bring you guys low level gameplay and commentary and tips and tricks on a very basic level for all you Bronze and Silver League players out there. What we're all about is tips, tricks, guides, definitely a lot of commentary. We want to cast a lot of low level games to really try to figure out what goes on inside the heads of low-level players and how they can improve their game. Myself, I'm a Silver League Terran player. I've been playing for about a year, and my brother, who will also be joining me on this channel, is a Silver League random player. I also have another friend who's a random player that might come on this channel as well, but we'll start out with this game right here. It's going to be about the TvP matchup, Terran versus Protoss. And really how it works out in the lower levels. This will be on Shadow Temple. I'm going up against a Platinum Protoss. I checked his rank after the game. I was surprised he was Platinum. I still consider him a low-level player just based on how the game went. So let's get started. I think it'd be appropriate to talk about the map first. Shadow Temple has a single zone Naga Tower right here. That's really valuable. It covers the entire center of the map, which can really give you a lot of information about the main attack paths from your to your opponent's base at almost all times. So it's really important to have that tower on this map. I'm going to be opening very standard this game. My opponent will be doing the same, so it should give you a good idea of how the game flows in TvP. My supply depot placement has a reason here. It's definitely not to wall off. This supply depot right here will give vision of any probes trying to come in and scout, and that might try to place pylons here or here. It just lets me see the top of my ramp without really endangering any of my barracks or anything like that. I recommend doing this in TvP. I'm going to send my worker to scout immediately, first here, this base, and then check this one, and later on he's going to find my opponent right here. I'm going to be getting a 12 barracks and then a 13 refinery later on. It's very standard Terran opening. For all those who are wondering what those numbers mean, 12 and 13, it's the supply count depending on how many workers you have in the very early game. It's a really good way to kind of sort out the order and the timings of your builds. The Protoss is going to be going a very anti-Terran, standard PVT build, I should say. He gets a gateway, then a cybernetics core, chrono boost out, a stalker as fast as possible, simply because the stalker can outrange marines, and it's just a good unit to fend off any very early aggression. This pylon will serve the same purpose as my original supply depot here. He can see any workers that will come up the ramp once this pylon finishes. This barracks is just training up a marine. I'm going to do my best to prevent a scout from coming in. Notice my gas has 3 harvesters. That's the ideal amount of harvesters you want on almost any gas at any time. Once the orbital finishes, you want to make that SCV and call in a mule immediately. Scans aren't that necessary early game because I can just come in here and check everything with my SCV. You can have 2 gas. The cyber core is going to finish. He's going to start gateway. This upgrade right here as soon as possible. There we go. And he's going to use chrono boost on it. And I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to get the stalker out. I just killed a probe that came in and scouted. He scouted this, and he scouted second barracks. He did not scout the tech lab. So yeah, I'm going to be getting another barracks sooner or later. And I'm going to go very bio-heavy. Bio-heavy, meaning biological unit heavy. Biological units for Terran are the Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts, and they're typically supported by medevacs, which can heal the biological units. It's a very safe build order to go. I should probably be getting this SCV to work. My opponent getting out the gateway, another pylon, and yeah, it's going to be a very slow opening, nothing too crazy. As you can see, I'm getting stim first. The reason behind that is just because your marauders become so much better, and your forces become so much better at stopping Protoss attacks if they have stim. Notice there's no reason to build my supply depots right here. You might be able to snipe them. They're very safe behind your mineral line at all times. I should be, yep, making workers. It's very important. Here's where he gets the robotics facility and his third gateway. He's continuing to chrono boost out warp gate. It's a very important upgrade for TOS players to have early game. Sentry and a stalker coming out. I think I'll take this time to pause and discuss what's going on here and how you as a Terran player, you as a Protoss player, might want to think about the rest of the game from this point on. I got 2 barracks and they each have a reactor on it, which means that a lot of Marines are going to be coming out. Combine that with stim, and that's very high DPS, or damage per second. This makes your army a very potent force. Protoss typically can stop this potent force by using 3-gate robo. The robotics facility is used to get an observer out, and the observer can come in and see everything that you're doing, the size of your army, what it's made of, all your buildings, how much gas you have, how many workers you have, and if you're going to be working on an expansion. Also, immortals that come out of the robotics facility are very good at taking down marauders. That's just how they work. They don't take a lot of damage because of their hardened shields. And in general, while you won't have as many immortals as other units, they're good even if you just have 1 or 2. I'm getting a very early expansion just because I feel that because he scouted my barracks, he's going to be building up a defensive force instead of an aggressive one, because I'm going to be coming out with a lot of units. Going to have stim, eventually going to get combat shield and concussive shells. And I'm pumping out a lot of units, even though I should be getting 2 Marines each out of this. Hopefully I do that soon. Yeah, alrighty. Also, always be making workers. And let's just take a look at the Protoss side real quick. He's getting 3 sentries. What does that mean to a Protoss player? He's going to play very defensively. Sentries can throw down force fields using their ability right here, and that will block off the ramp and prevent any. For example, if my army wanted to come up the ramp, they wouldn't be allowed to because of this force field blocking the way. Just because having a lot of sentries means you can make a lot of force field, means that you're not going to have other units like zealots and stalkers which deal a lot of damage. You're going to have these defensive sentries, and I think that's a good thing for a Terran to scare Protoss into playing so defensively. Just because it means you'll get your expansion up earlier, because he won't want to leave his little high ground area right here, and his expansion will be very delayed because of that. Also, if you guys have any questions about this matchup or about any strategy in general, if you have questions as a low-level player, I'm happy to ask them. I can totally relate to all the kind of problems you may have, and I typically find a way to kind of work around some of the things. And here's the observer. He's going to see my army exactly. He's going to see all my production. And now let's talk about observers actually in the low-level TvP. Terran only have a couple ways of detecting. Those are scan, ravens, and missile turrets. And because people, or should I say low-level Terran players, can't really spot observers, you should probably be a bit more aggressive with them. For example, he could be following my army right now and I wouldn't notice it. So yeah, if you're a Protoss player, don't be too shy with these observers. Don't think that the Terran's going to scan you and shoot you down, because odds are he's not going to see you. Now, the observer did spot my little move out right here, and as you notice, he's pulled all of his units to this little edge right here so he can try to attack me as I come in right here. He'll also be able to force field the ramp, which will completely negate this attack. I didn't expect this to win the game. I did this to pressure him and scare him a little more and prevent his expansion while I'm reinforcing and just now this expansion finished. I'll make this into an orbital as soon as possible. But let's watch how this goes down. Here I'm just waiting here for some reinforcements, I think. And this observer knows exactly what's going on. The product player knows exactly what's going on here. Has an immortal, but he should probably have a couple more stalkers himself. So you can see the force field goes down. Didn't trap any of my units inside. Didn't cut my army in half. I immediately pulled away, and I'm just gonna make my way back home. In doing that, I show him that it's game time. That this game's gonna be more aggressive. And he should be afraid of expanding. Not sure why he's attacking his own robotics facility. And another thing, let's talk about the robotics bay real quick and the Colossus. He's seen my army right here. He's seen this. He sees that I don't have any medevacs, don't have anything that would lead him to believe that I have higher tech or anything. This is just pure bio. Very fragile against Colossus, which is what he's getting right now. This upgrade, the extended thermal lance, will increase the range of the Colossus, and I mean the range of 9, which is longer by far than any of these guys have, as well as the extra damage against light units like Marines, really does damage to this Bioball. So the Protoss is reacting properly by getting out Colossus sooner or later. He doesn't have the gas right now, but he will in just a second. But he should probably be getting a lot more Stalkers and Zealots as a bit of a meat shield to protect his Colossus. You never want your Colossus to be unprotected. You always want to have an army in front of them, or at least force fields caused by the sentries. Let's check the worker count right here. So you can see I have 31 and 2 mules. His mule is 28. He's been saving his chrono boost. I presume, yes, for the Colossus. He chrono boosted that a bit early. Why is that chrono boosted? Regardless. Yeah. Over here, I've got supply blocks. That's why I'm building a couple supply depots everywhere. And I've been constantly producing. This Bioball's just slowly been getting a little bit bigger. I'm sending 2 Marines to check if he has an expo yet, an expansion. He does not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stim and run this guy away. And it looks like he should probably expand now, judging by the amount of money he has here. He's not getting any more gateways. He should probably add on 1 or 2. And there we go. Warping in a bunch of zealots. So those will act as great meat shields to protect the Colossus and the Immortals and the Sentries. And all the while, he has the Observer checking everything about my army, seeing that there aren't any Vikings that will be able to attack the Colossus. He feels very safe, I guess. I've already have the combat shield and concussive shell upgrade. Always making units. Note I have +1 weapons finished and +1 armor on the way. Here I just used this Marine to scout to see if he had any proxy pylons here to reinforce, or if he was looking to expand to the gold instead of his natural. So I just send him over here to occupy the second base and prevent him from expanding. This is a great thing for you guys to do, to send a unit to check the timing of expansion, whether that be a worker or something else. Let's talk about this right here. I pressure up the ramp again. I might have been expecting to win the game with this attack, but then again, he didn't have an expo, so odds are that he was going to be getting just as good of an army as I had. 2 Marauders do get trapped by a force field, and the rest of the army is forced to pull back. Now, I could just wait here and try to keep pressing up the ramp, but the range of the Colossus, yes, the upgrade is finished. The range of the Colossus would, combined with these force fields, would just roast this army before I could even get up the ramp. So with these 2 Marauders right here, I'm going to be able to see that he has a Colossus out, which confirmed my suspicion from earlier. Because when I was actually playing this game, I didn't see this building right here. I just assumed, because a Protoss player would likely react to this Bioball by making Colossus. So yeah, I don't go in. I just take it easy. I pull back. His Observer does see it, and I'm just gonna wait for Vikings to come out so I can combat these Colossus. Otherwise, I will have no way of fighting him. So my money is getting very high. That's definitely the mark of a serverless league player. Let's just explain how the reason behind these missile turrets right here is because I felt that with the observers coming out, he might want to spot the high ground right here for blink stalkers to come in and kill my workers or harass my production or something like that. In case you're wondering how that works, blink stalkers need to see the ground they want to teleport to before they can teleport to it. And they can't see the high ground unless an observer comes and spots it for them. And then when the observer does spot it, they can just blink up here, run in, and do a lot of damage. I've lost to that plenty of times before, so I just make it a habit to block the ground, sort of this cliff right here, leading to the lower ground with missile turrets so that that can't happen. I should probably be calling in mules or at least scanning him to check how many colossi he does have, and what his army looks like if he's getting Templar. Right now he's just getting charge, and he's going to come out with an expo. This marine here will prevent that from happening. So you can see the probe tries to put it down, but can't because of the marine. Puts the pylon down and he gets shot down on my marine, delaying his expo a little bit more. I also get to see his army briefly. He gets to see mine almost all the time because of that observer. Believe me, I was looking for that observer, but I just wasn't able to find it. So now I'm getting the starport out for some Vikings. I should be putting a reactor on there. Yep, so I can make 2 Vikings at once because I desperately need those Vikings. If he chooses to move out and attack me, odds are that I'm going to be forced all the way back into my base trying to defend it. Also, with this amount of money right here, I should be looking to make a lot more barracks. As you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 more coming out, as well as an additional starport. Also, I'll be looking to expand to my 3rd at the gold, which has rocks blocking it. So you've got to get rid of those before you can build there. So you just build your command center here, take a couple units, kill these rocks, and when the command center is done, you just lift it and drop it down there. If you don't want your opponent to see your 3rd, you can put it right here. So this bio ball has been slowly swelling, getting bigger. He sees that and already has 2 colossi, adding on 2 additional gateways, and he's getting a 3rd colossus down. Now this base is very delayed because of the defensive play I forced him to earlier. He has no upgrades, so that means that he has 0-0 on his armor, weapons, and shield, while I have 1-1, which is going to play a huge role if we do decide to engage right now. These are some cannons, as you know, basic defense, showing you how defensively he's been playing. I've got a couple Marines here working on the rocks. That'll take a very long time. I should probably add a couple more units to kill those. And right now, I'm producing 4 Vikings at once. The Vikings are very good at taking down Colossi. I didn't think I really needed that many medevacs. Also, I wanted more Vikings in the medevacs just because I saw the amount of Colossus he was going for. He has 3 right now. He has a good number of Zealots and Stalkers, although he should probably be trying to make more. And the sentries will allow for Guardian Shields, which prevent too much range damage from hitting your army. It reduces things like Marine and Marauder shots as well as Viking shots. So he has pretty good unit composition right now. Got some more Vikings coming out, and I think now I decide I have enough Vikings to move out. So I'll be moving out shortly. His observer sees the amount of Vikings I have, sees how many Marines and Marauders I have, and I think it's time to go. He's completely aware of this. He positions his Colossi in the back to protect them because they're the VIP units in the army. And let's pause it here before the engagement. So you obviously want to stim. Stim's a great ability. It does a ton of damage. As you can see, I'm overwhelming him in the numbers game. If you look under these Vikings and Colossi, it doesn't have that much compared to what I have. Second base is very saturated, but that's not actually part of the fight. Let's focus on this. My Vikings, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be target firing Colossi. What that means is they're going to kill one, then the other, and then the last they're going to focus all their shots on one, then the second and the third, so that they go down as fast as possible. Alright, so as you can see, this Colossus is almost dead. My concave is formed, meaning these units came around here so that they can all attack. The Zealots are charging in, but they're evaporating pretty quickly to the high damage of my army. As you can see, the Marines there are getting destroyed by the Colossi, but they're going down faster than my army is. Alright, so for you Protoss players, let's talk about these force fields. This is a good example of what you should be doing with your force fields. It means that these units can attack, but the rest of the army, so about 60% of the army, cannot attack, so you're basically splitting your opponent's army in two, essentially making it very weak. Half of this army isn't doing anything right now, and Stim's going to run out very soon. In fact, I think it just did. So these Colossi are going to have an easy job taking these down. However, what you should also be doing with the sentries that are full energy is using the Guardian Shield to reduce the amount of damage coming in from all my units. Now you can see the difference in numbers. You see all my Vikings are pretty much alive. I think I might have lost one. But this army is just overwhelming him right now. And I have more stuff on the way. I have a third base almost ready. And he's really hurting right now. If you take a look at the income, I am in the lead in both minerals and gas. I should probably be even more in the lead. My production's idle. I should definitely be working on my macro right now. But I'll get into another video about micro and macro later on. His upgrade didn't even finish, so I had the upgrade advantage on him. And that's going to win me the game. These Vikings are moving over here to camp out the robotics base. If he tries to get out another Colossus, the Vikings are going to take it out immediately. Right now, they're moving in here, destroying everything. And if a Colossus comes out, it's going to get killed. And he leaves the game because he knows he can't do anything at this point. He doesn't have enough gateways. He was probably going to get High Templar. Yeah, it looks like he researched Storm. But it was too late for that. And yeah, I think my superior macro won. And the fact that he played very defensively that game, that definitely factored into it. If you guys have any questions about this game or this matchup in general, especially you lower level players, if you want to practice with me or something like that, that'd be great. Yeah, thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe if you want to. Thanks. I'll be coming out with more videos later. See ya.